Hi Sagittarius, how are you? Welcome to your September 2017 reading. Thanks so much for being here. So real quick before we begin the reading, I want to talk about a little bit what's going on in Virgo this month, because we've got all these planets, Sun, Mars, Mercury, eventually Venus will get there, all moving into the sign of Virgo, which is kind of the ruler of your 10th house. It's all about career. You're going to have a lot of work stuff going on. All right, a lot of work. You're probably going to feel quite motivated. You're going to have a lot of drive and ambition. We love when Mars goes in Virgo because we just like, let's get stuff done. A lot of focus on our health, on our bodies. Some of you may be really wanting to work out a lot as well. I'm putting this out to everyone because I just want to like blanket it for everybody. Be cognizant of, like, I don't know whether to call it like laziness or a tendency to backtrack, a tendency to work against yourself a little bit, because we have this opposition with Neptune happening. And Neptune comes in and really blurs the lines and really gives us this very fairy tale, idealistic, beautiful. It's not bad, it's just, it kind of works against the essence of, you know, like a Mars and things like that in Virgo. So, and being in Pisces, it is very dreamy. You know what I mean? It's very dreamy and it is very mystical. So be careful of the people that you encounter along the way, and be careful of agreements and contracts, especially because you've got a lot of focus on work. So, you know, any financial things that may seem a little bit too good to be true, just be aware and be sharp-minded, be super on point. It's good now to make plans of action of things that you're going to need to do this month as much as you can, because when the time comes when you're feeling like I really don't want to, or no, I'm gonna do this instead, or someone maybe talks you into doing something, if it's too good to be true, it probably is, kind of thing. All right, so just be aware. Pointing that out to everyone, let's go ahead and get started with the cards. Now I'm using a new deck this month. It's called the Hermetic Tarot deck. It's black and white. I think it's showing okay. I think it's fine. So we've got this 10 of Wands that just popped out. Let me put the camera down so you can see. Let's talk about the 10 of Wands. Okay. 10 of Wands is about work. What did I just say? This is the Lord of Oppression. Sounds kind of bad, but it's not bad, okay? We've got Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Also not doing reversals this month. But when we talk about 10 of Wands, Lord of Oppression, there's Saturn at the top. It's likely that you've been working hard. Like, that's not even a surprise, especially with your relationships, that there has been this sense of, like, are you doing it all by yourself? Are you the only one fighting? Are you the only one that wants what you want, kind of thing? And Sagittarius has had a difficult run, you know. It has been a difficult year. Sagittarius, Capricorn as well. Oh, you've got just cards just really, really wanting to come out. Three of Swords. Sort of counteractive here. Three of Swords, Three of Cups. Card of abundance, a card of growth, a card of, this is the Lord of abundance. It's a beautiful promise of happiness, okay? It's a promise of flow, things flowing in, things flowing out. There's a social element here. There's, you know, business networking and going out and having a good time and doing business, you know, out and about kind of thing. I'm wondering how much your professional and, you know, normal day-to-day stuff, lives, have really kind of been a point of focus for you. And it almost maybe doesn't even feel like work, like you're just doing what you got to do. It doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't feel hard. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing your obligations. You're fulfilling your duties. Okay? Ace of Pentacles coming in is also a beautiful card. A card of promises of things to come. You know what I love about this deck is the Lord of abundance, Lord of sorrow, Lord of oppression. This is the Lord of the root of the powers of the earth. Okay, when you think of the power of the earth, earth representing the manifestation of, you know, first it begins in a thought, you know, and then we need to decide how we feel about it. And then if we think and we feel the same thing, and then we can act upon that, and then we get the Ace of Pentacles. We get the opportunities, we get the result. All your hard work is likely starting to pay off. All this junk that you've been through, that you're maybe even beginning to feel numb to, because it's just like, oh, it's been so long now. It's been on and on and on. And you're finally starting to see the benefits. Maybe, hopefully this month you'll get something. For some of you, it's a relationship. For others of you, it's change within your current relationship. For others of you, it is a financial or a career-oriented something, a new contract, a new job, a raise, some type of reward or recognition of something. It's very positive, okay? Cause for celebration, cause for going out. But you're still dealing, you're still healing. Three of Swords, Lord of sorrow. I'm just concerned, and I just want you to be happy that you're not living in denial of this, that you are allowing yourself to feel, because swords are thoughts. So you may be thinking about things, but cups are feelings. And it's, again, these are three very opposite types of things, but they are the enforcers of understanding, okay? Three of Swords is the enforcement of understanding of a heartbreak. Again, we've got Saturn in the corner here. Saturn and Libra together. It is creating balance in your life in spite of the fact that it feels like a lack of balance, okay? In spite of the fact that it feels like it's throwing you out of alignment, I think the effect is quite opposite. I'm sorry, I'm pausing because I'm just like, I'm loving these coming out. I really do feel that there is going to be a major shift for you. If you allow it, if you're open to it, if you're not wallowing, which Sagittarius is not a wallower, but you can go into your dark spaces. You can. So if you're not in your dark space and you're true to that beautiful Jupiter optimism, Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, then you will see the abundance that comes from this Saturnian lesson, from this Saturnian situation. This is resistance, this is movement. It's all a result of this hard work that you've really put in. You have. And you will see the abundance come through. You will have a reason to celebrate. You will have a reason to feel blessed. And to feel excited about the way that this direction is going. And to know that this wasn't for nothing, you know? Actually, that bottom one really wanted to come out. Eight of Cups. That one came out for Scorpio as well. Actually, you showed up in the Scorpio readings. The Knight of Wands popped out at the very end there. And they had the same thing. So there is an element of leaving something behind. Something that's not bad, right? Sometimes we have to leave the comforts of our lives. Sometimes we have to leave what we've worked hard for to attain a greater level of fulfillment. Because sometimes what we have, you know, can be materialistic. And then we realize, oh, well, the materialistic aspect of life isn't truly making me happy, so I need to go and find something else, you know? Or if it's not materialistic, then there's something else. And maybe therein lies the lesson, you know? And you have Saturn going retrograde in your sign, and have for like 4 months now. I think it lasts 4 months. Has been in your sign, so it's no surprise, and it's going direct this month. So I really feel that there's going to be this flow that you feel once it starts going back direct, and things are going to start taking shape the way that you had always originally intended. You know, Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. A lot of resistance from the universe, a lot of things not really working out. It's very important for you to recognize I've been using this, you know, the mirror, because I've recently come into understanding of really truly what that is, and that our lives are very much a reflection of the stars, which is why we pay attention to astrology, and why you are here for tarot, and why tarot reflects astrology a lot of times, right? It's all one and of the same. And so when you have a planet with difficult placements, your life becomes difficult, and it's all part of this ebb and flow and this rhythm of the universe. And to recognize that it's not for nothing, that once the planets shift, your life will also shift, you know? And where there once was resistance, now there is flow. And that's indicated here with the threes. They're a mirror of each other, okay? And this one being ruled by Mercury, and when you think of what Mercury is, you know, Mercury is the god of communication, he was the messenger of the gods. He was the only god that was allowed to descend from Olympus to the world, to the underworld, and all, you know, in and out, and bringing people back and forth. And he is the deliverer of abundance. He's the one that brings this flow into your life. And here he is kicking in. And he's going to kick in kind of a loud way with this Ace of Pentacles here. The aces are difficult to ignore. Those opportunities are very difficult to ignore. And when you get one, when you get an ace, or 2 aces, or 3 aces, or however many we're going to get, it's a sign that the universe wants you to go with it, you know? Be careful if you are going out a lot. Be careful that you are not overdoing it, you know, and if you're drinking or eating a lot, just be careful that you're not overdoing it, doing it too much, because with all this stuff in Virgo, there's, you know, the cleansing of the body. Let's all pay attention to our body. Let's all pay attention to our health. Let's get our cleanses going. Let's get back in the gym. Let's get exercising and getting our heart rates going and our metabolism going. It's going to feel great. It really is. It's going to feel great. I love when Mars goes through Virgo. It's a good time to get organized. It's a good time to get things straightened out. And you're no exception, you know, and I think you're going to be, because it is a fellow mutable sign, you are going to have this ability to I totally lost the fellow mutable sign. You're going to have this ability to utilize that Mars the way it's intended, to accomplish things, to get things done. Princess of Swords. I love it. I love the Princess of Swords because it's that carefree, super carefree, super open, ready for the new chapter, ready for the new There's that Empress again. You have this Empress that's been around you, Queen of Wands, for so long. She's been circling around you. There's so much openness. And, you know, there is this desire to just like shed. Just shed all the junk, shed all the crap that you've been dealing with, and just like blast it out, which we have the Tower here as well. And the Tower is, again, associated with Mars. We've got that Mars in the corner here. And Mars, again, being about taking action. And it could have a lot to do with this Ace of Pentacles. Like, here comes an opportunity, and then boom, like, yes, let's do this. Let's make it happen. This seems to be like kind of the current state. You know, you've already begun to leave something behind. You've already begun to leave this whole process behind you. You are already shedding everything. Okay, you are getting rid of it, getting out of it. Let's think here. Let me think here, because these all just fell out, so I did want to pull them out. So we've got the Queen of Wands, and she is reflecting. She's reversed. I don't know how they're getting reversed, but she's reflecting this Queen of Cups here. So you've got this fire and water. And then we have the Empress. I don't know why I'm feeling that this is kind of you and that this is someone else here, this Empress here. So let's talk about this Empress. All right, she's a representative of Libra and Taurus. Can also be a Virgo. I often see the Empress as Virgo, even though that's not really what she represents, but to me it does sometimes. She does indicate abundance. There's elements of abundance here, okay? Whether it's financial, whether it's in terms of love, just general comforts of life. Very strong, independent, has a very good sense of who she is. I'm saying she, but it could also be a male, okay? She, just because the Empress is female, but someone who is in tune with their feminine side, okay? Or their femininity, their intuition, and their emotions, and who's not afraid of those things. Now, Two of Wands, got images or symbols of Aries and Mars. I love when planets are in their home sign. Let's think of Aries and Mars. What is that? A warrior, right? A warrior, someone that has no shame in doing what they got to do. Can be a little bit impulsive. There is an indication here of smart and purposeful action. You know, you're not just acting for the sake of acting, but you come to a conclusion about what it is you want very quickly and then acting upon that very quickly. There is swift motion coming for you, the Tower and the Two of Wands. As you adjust, and the adjustment, I feel, will be quick, right? As you shed a lot of this past stuff and you kind of open up this new chapter and you feel this weightlessness. I often see the Princess of Swords as a weightless energy, right? Someone that doesn't really feel bogged down by a lot of the mundane aspects and the seemingly important aspects of life, but someone that really truly understands that life is meant to, like I said, ebb and flow and go up and go down, and who doesn't allow the down moments to really bring them down, but who also doesn't let the high moments bring them up too high either. They're a very, even though it's a princess or a page, it's still a very stable energy because it is the earth of air. All right, so it grounds the fluidity of air. It grounds that magic, if you will. Good magic, bad magic, however you see it. It grounds it and it brings it down to earth. And so here you are in this very beautiful grounded place. And I don't know if this is someone coming in or someone in your life, someone that cares a lot about you. Okay, I'm not sure, but there is a lot of self-reflection being required here. And again, there has been. You can't have Saturn without self-reflection. It just kind of goes hand in hand because, you know, Saturn really brings out parts of us that we didn't really know we had. It brings out some of the ugliness. It can bring out a lot of beautiful things too, but it usually brings out the beautiful things at the end. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Flames, which I believe this is you, Queen of Fire. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Cups. It's the opposites within you. It's your spirit and your will and your desire and your intuition and your emotions. I think for some of you, there is a little bit of an element of fear of, well, let me think on that for a minute. Because I was going to say there's an element of fear of action because she's reversed here. There's a fear of doing things or really, it's like the universe is going to give you something to decide quickly or a moment to change direction in your life to, again, it doesn't have to be so dramatic. It can be something as simple as a conversation that's being had with someone that kind of changes the course of things. It can be an idea that just is like, boom, here you go. It could be a business opportunity that comes in and really changes the course of things as well. So whatever it is for you, and I don't think you've really reached that place yet. Maybe some of you have, but whatever that moment is or that energy is, there may be a little bit of a fear of really taking it into a new direction because it's like, I just finished this. I just finished this and now you want me to open up a new chapter and to move forward. Like, I don't really quite know exactly where this is going, you know? And what is this person's influence, this Taurus, Libra, Empress person in your life? I'm wondering if they aren't somewhat of a more motherly influence. Again, it could be even like your significant other, but there's still this very nurturing, very caring person. Someone that I feel it has either gone through something similar to what you've gone through. So there is this true intrinsic understanding and understanding that you need space, understanding that you need, you know, time, whatever, time to figure it out, time to figure out where you're going. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a mother, it could be a friend, it could be someone, you know, in your close circle. It could even be a business colleague, someone that, you know, whatever, who can sit there from the outside. Because I feel that this energy is very disconnected. Some of you may be getting into contact with someone, or this person may contact you kind of out of the blue. I'm not getting a vibe that this person is truly in your life at this point in time. Or if this is your significant other and you're married, then obviously they're in your life, but there's been a distance. There's been a distance. There's been a disconnection. But don't think that they don't understand, because they do. They're very wise. You just got to give them credit for their wisdom, okay? They may be the ones that open this door. Like if you're totally single, this could be someone that's kind of been sitting on the sidelines, and then all of a sudden they want to be a part of this future that you're creating here. Maybe, for some of you, not all of you. This is a very personal experience, but it often involves other people, right? It often involves something beginning or something ending. It often involves, you know, groups as well, groups of people. So here you are finishing this chapter, boom, here comes another one, and you're left having to really balance the two sides of yourself. The deep depths, okay? and the spirit and the will, because I know that you have a lot of drive. Sagittarius is a very successful sign. They do have ambition, they do have drive, they do have growth. You know, they're the card of expansion, or they're the sign of expansion. They do want expansion in all areas of their life. So for you to be a little bit fearful of it is foreign. But you've been through a lot, so it's not surprising. The thing here, though, is that your intuition and your emotions truly are the leader at this point in time, okay? They are the true guide. And in spite of your lack of desire, if you will, you're going to do it anyway. You're just going to go for it. You're going to do it. You are going to be guarded. You are going to be, you know, again, because you've been through all this. So now you're a stronger person. There's not going to be a lot of time, I don't think, for you to just be in this Princess of Swords mode, to allow, like, to go through that, like, oh, I'm free. I can breathe, I can move, I can do this. It'll let you linger there for a little while, but it's not going to last long, okay? It's not going to last long. And it's going to bring, the Tower always brings about good things. So it's not something to be fearful of. I'd rather say, actually, maybe not fear of acting. Let me change my tune. It's, you're tired. You're tired of that fighting. But nonetheless, you will continue on and you will do what you need to do. This is the break that Sagittarius has been needing for a very, very long time. All right. Now, planets always moving. We're always under the influence of the planets, but at the same time, there's going to be like a breathing room, and it's going to give you enough of a break so that you can deal with this blasted tower, so that you can deal with this when this comes, okay? And this person is there for you. If you know who this person is and you can reach out to them, they will absolutely 100% support you. They'll be in your corner. They'll show up to your house if you need them to. They'll listen to you. They'll go to dinner with you. They'll put their arms around you and give you a big fat hug if that's what you need. You know, they see what you're going through. They understand. They're not, you know, they're very wise. Very, very wise. And can be used as a resource of stability for you. Okay, they can be used as a resource for stability. So don't be afraid to reach out and don't be afraid to ask, because they'll be there 100%. And while there's this conflict going on inside of you, just remember to find quiet, to hush fear. No reason to feel tired. I've got Mars in Virgo, right? That could be a very Neptunian thing. No reason to feel tired, because wherever this is taking you, I don't really know. I don't have a conclusion yet, so it's going to be continued in October and November likely. But wherever it's going as a result or as a reaction to a lot of the very difficult things that you've had, and there's this abundance here. And I think you're headed toward a place of further abundance. So it's very exciting. Okay? Alrighty, Sagittarius. I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck this month. Thank you so much. Bye.